Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you can all hear me. My name is Gavin O'Halloran from Monolo Media. I'll be your presenter and your host for today. I'm coming to you live out of Vancouver, BC in Canada. We have a bit of an international audience today. The bulk of people are from Vancouver in Canada, and then we have a bunch of people from around the States, and I believe one from India and across the UK and Ireland as well. So welcome everybody to the session today. So thank you very much for joining us. It's all about how we can market our business in our session. So what I've been doing the last few weeks is a lot of research. I've been reading a lot of different articles and reports and webinars all about what's going to happen, what's going to change, how businesses can react and how businesses can adapt to the new times. So I'm trying to distill all that information for you into this webinar to teach you some of those learnings I've gathered. So what are we going to learn today? Well, let's go over the potential looming recessions, some market changes and buyer behaviors. We'll go over the basics of recession marketing. We'll touch on, should you be advertising during a recession, which is one of the most common questions. Then we'll dig into some practical strategies, some really great free marketing activities you should do, some great affordable marketing activities. We'll then look at some tools that you can use to streamline your efforts. And then we'll get into some examples at the end. Okay, so please anticipate about 45 minutes here, and then with a bit of Q&A afterwards. So it's briefly about the company, Monolo Media. We're a full-service digital agency where we mainly help small businesses to find more of their customers online through various digital marketing activities. Our motto is, we get marketing to do its job, which is to bring you more customers, because that's all that matters really at the end of the day. So we have a range of clients from people in the home services business, jewelry appraisal, even into local services like restaurants and yoga studios and other fitness centers, as well as medical practitioners. So we kind of cover the board. So about myself, I am from Ireland originally. If you couldn't understand the accent, that's where I'm from. I'm now in Vancouver, BC in Canada. I've been here for the last 5 years. I've been in the marketing business about 10 or so years in various different roles. And why I do what I do is because in a marketing space, each client has its own set of particular challenges. So I really just like to solve these marketing problems and challenges for my clients and give them results at the end of the day. And right now I'm just in a giving mode. I just want to give back to people, give people ideas on what they can do over the next few months. Okay? And I'm a member of some boards of trade here in the city, and also a member of a local BNI group. So this is what my main goal for today is, to open up your mind to some new ideas. I want to help grow what I call the marketing brain, a small little area inside your brain. I want to help you expand this because it's a muscle. It needs to be worked. It needs to be engaged in order to be activated. So my goal here is to open your eyes and give you some ideas. Let's look at the situation here. So is there a pending recession, the new normal? We're living in these COVID times. What's going to happen? So is a recession pending? I'm not an economist. I'm not going to hazard any guesses. So let's take a look quickly at what some of the experts are saying. The World Economic Forum says yes. Goldman Sachs says yes. Bloomberg.com says yes. So most likely we're going to enter into some sort of recessionary period for the next 6 to 12 months. What's going to change? All right, for buyer behavior. So we're going to see less disposable income. And for companies, budgets will be tighter. So it's either IT budget, a marketing budget, a sales budget, whatever that is, the budgets are going to be lower. Consumers and businesses are going to be looking for more value for their dollar, also expecting more return on investment from whatever they spend. And there's going to be a big shift to the work at home economy, where Employees are now going to be demanding to work from home. So how does that affect you and your business? Before I go on any further, I forgot to say that I will be sending out a copy of these slides afterwards. So if I'm going through it a little bit fast, don't worry about it. I'll get you slides afterwards and you can take the notes from there. Okay. So changing the market landscape. So what's happening out there as well? So we've seen an acceleration of the digitalism of businesses of at least 4 or 5 years. So it's really spurred the telehealth industry to move forward. So that's your doctors, your dentists, your physios, all these people are now looking at telehealth solutions. For lawyers, they have been forced to throw the paper away as they have to do a lot of virtual document authorizations. And even those brick and mortar, those mom and pop shops who've always thought about adding an e-commerce element to their website, now their hands have been forced. They need to find new markets and to need to adapt. The zero touch economy. There's potentially be a death of the coffee shop business meeting where everyone's going to be doing a lot of business online on Zoom. Companies are going to be looking to streamline products and services. Why? They want to just create efficiencies and also deliver to customer needs. So as an example, you have fitness studios who have moved to a lot of online classes. And what's happening now is they're going to be looking to the future to have a more of a blended approach to combine the online and the studio. New opportunities are going to open and new markets are going to be created. So with all these virtual events and virtual summits happening, there's a new job role for a virtual event planner. There's also going to be more demand for video coaches because people are going to be consulting business over video. And even for remote workforces, we're going to need to have challenges. There's going to be challenges around IT systems. So anticipate a slow return to normal over the next 6 to 12 months. But remember, in these times, great partnerships can be formed. It's that kind of strive and struggle together type of mindset. So pivot. Okay, it wouldn't be a presentation if it didn't talk about pivot. Everyone's talking about pivoting here, there, and everywhere. What does it mean? It means how you are adapting, how you are looking at new opportunities, serving new markets. Okay, so where, when should you pivot? Let's look at some pivot rules. If you're thinking about new opportunities and challenges, make sure that you're looking bigger and not smaller. Okay. Look at also what's marketable at this time. So what's selling right now? So there was a steel manufacturer in the US who started producing dumbbell weights because of the massive demand for them at this moment in time. You want to look at subscription models. So there's a spin studio who started renting out their spin bikes to clients on a subscription-based model. So they could, and these people could do their workouts from home. And what's happened now is these studio owners are saying, this is great. We're going to combine this work from home spin subscription model with our spin studios moving forward. Okay. And lastly, make sure it's scalable. Wherever you move to, wherever you're going to opportunity take up on, make sure that it's scalable, that it's easier for you to do every time. And a good example there is online yoga. Some other examples from the news. So some restaurants have become butchers who've been chopping up, have been offering, this is an additional service they're offering. We have pillow manufacturers becoming medical equipment producers. There's a clothing shop that has turned into a home shopping consultant. We have a printer, we have a plexiglass provider. We have jewelry appraisers doing a lot of virtual consultations. We have restaurants going menuless. So instead of having a menu, you have a QR code where you scan and the menu's on your phone. In the real estate business, we've had the big push for 360-degree virtual tours. Okay. And in the retail and the food sector, we have what people are referring to as door handle fever. So some businesses are actually ripping out traditional doors in favor of automatic doors because people are going to be having a fever towards touching door handles. Okay, so what now? Where should we go? How do I get started with all of this? So firstly, we need to survive. So survive means taking care of yourself, take care of your business and your customers and your partners. Then you want to move quickly into a thrive mode, right? So you got to be thinking forward. Where can I go? Where can I get moved to? Be careful not to get stuck in that survive mode. So you're always going to be thinking forward. Recession marketing basics. Recession marketing removes resistance. Okay, so for your employees, customers, more people are willing to change. What this happens is this allows you to take more risks, okay, and try new things. You also have a great ability to forge long-term relationships with customers if you support them during these times. Okay, so what's assumed here? Your customers are more price conscious, they're more value focused. You have less marketing budget yourself because potentially you've lost revenue. You're looking for more bang for your buck, okay? And also, you can take time, you have the time to do the legwork yourself, so you have time to do the activities yourself. Okay, so 5 things you can do right now. Communicate with your customers. You want to tell them what's happened, what's changed. Have you added new services? Have you new products or services or whatever it is? Just communicate with them and tell them what's happening. You want to tweak your messages and offers as well. So you got to update your messaging so that they're relevant to the times, to say that, okay, we're in this together, we're in these times, and just making it relevant to what's happening now. What you also got to think about doing is adopting a value-first approach. What is that? So it's providing help up front. So it's like, we're here to help you type of mindset. So the messaging needs to change from, instead of abundance, needs to change to security. So instead of 10x your business, no, we're here to help you and to serve you. Some of you might have heard of the book, The Go-Giver, but it's that kind of concept where you need to be providing help up front or value up front. And you can use this in your communications. So here's an example of a realtor might say something to a customer. Hey, Bob, here's some things I think you should consider when making your house move. I thought you might find them useful and provide the resource or the helpful tips. Okay, so we're providing help up front. Refine your communication arsenal. So what have you been using to date to communicate with your customers? Email, web, whatever it is. So is it through video, your social networks, etc. You also have a chance to try new platforms, because if you're trying to reach new customers, you now have the opportunity to reach different ones. The last rule of recession marketing is you need to be great at marketing. Unfortunately, the basics of great marketing don't change. You need to have a great product and a service that solves a problem. You need to know your customers inside out. And you also need to be anticipating how they're going to be feeling, how they're going to be thinking, and how they will act during these times. Then you need to have a strong core message, offer, and value proposition. And lastly, you need to have a rock solid website, because your website is your first line of interaction with potential clients. Okay, just checking in to make sure everyone's still there. Perfect. Okay, let's get into it. So where should I start? Let's get planning. What's the market going to look like in 30 days, in 60 days, in 90 days, in 6 months' time? Okay, making sure that we're thinking forward. Get out that pen and paper, get the thinking cap on. We really got to plan this out for the next few months. And then we're going to piece it all together into an actual plan, because amazing things happen when you have a plan in place that you can follow along. It's going to help guide your digital journey, okay? What might help you along the way is considering the customer journey. The customer journey that I refer to is this one, which has 7 steps. So the customer journey is also referred to as the buyer journey. We have know, like, trust, try, buy, repeat, and refer. So what stages of the journey do you want to put your efforts on? Okay. Do you need to get more customers in the door? Is that in the know phase? Do you need to build, do you already have an email list of people that you need to build trust? So that could be a lot of content marketing. Or are you on the latter end of the journey, where you're looking at referral partners and how you can get your existing customers to be your advocates? So that might help guide you with some ideas when you're planning. Upskill yourself. There's no better time at the moment other than to be upskilling yourself on the creative side, on the technical side. There are loads of different free trainings out there. Okay, I picked out some ones here. If you want to learn SEO for free, it's a great tool, great resource from moz.com. Google Analytics certification you can do. There's a HubSpot inbound marketing, which is all about the basics of content marketing. Hootsuite have a great social media manager course. There's great video creation courses on Udemy. And if you're looking to create an online course itself, there are abundance of different courses out there. And you can check out Udemy as well, which has most courses under $19. So really check it out. There's a lot of good resources there. What you should also do right now is to take advantage of many things like free listings and shoutouts. So in your local town or city, there's a lot of groups that are doing shout out promotions for support local, for buy local. We're still open. Okay, I've seen it also from boards of trade, so different radio shows, different community groups, and even business associations. So these people are giving you free exposure. If you just take advantage of their listings or whatever it is, it's good exposure for your business. Also look at Facebook groups. If there's a local Facebook group in your town, these are most likely doing shout outs to local businesses. If you haven't already set up Google Ads, you should take advantage of your credit. Normally for a new business, you get $150 free credit to start off. Also, you should take advantage of any free trials and softwares and trainings that are out there. Okay? There are a ton of different companies giving out free courses and free training. So really take advantage of it while it's all free. So one of the most popular questions that I get asked and people think about when they're looking at recession is, should I continue to advertise or not? Should I leave my ads on or should I turn them off? I'm spending money on Google ads and Facebook ads, YouTube ads, or any other online ads. Should I leave them on or off? The fact of the matter is, if it's working, you should not turn it off. And these platforms do work. Google ads, Facebook ads, they do work. What might happen here is that you want to look to optimize everything and be smarter about your campaigns, okay? And potentially look to add in remarketing or retargeting campaigns. Particularly in an intent-based industry where you have a problem, I have a problem I need to solve, like a pest control, like a plumber, those type of people. For sure, you need to maintain your Google ads because it gives you good exposure when people are searching. And that's what's happened. That's what people are saying. From what I've been reading, people are saying don't hit the brakes on advertising, continue to be spending, and this is potentially going to increase your market share down the line. Okay, let's look at some recession marketing strategies. Okay, on this webinar today, we have a mixture of different industries. So some of these strategies are going to work great for you. Some of them are not going to work too great. So the idea here is just open your mind to give you some ideas and see what you can apply to your business. So what are the best strategies to go for? If you're looking for a silver bullet, I'm sorry, I don't have a silver bullet. If I did, I'd be a very, very rich man. But what I can do is give you some ideas that maybe you can apply to your business. I'm going to break it down into 4 blocks. Your online presence, outreach and prospecting, content strategy, and then go into traffic generation ideas. So we'll start off with your online presence. Strategy number 1, turn your website into a lead generation machine. What do I mean by that? The stats say that of 100 people that visit your website, 97% of people will leave without taking any action, without getting in touch with you. Okay, so we want to capture more of these visitors to our website. Firstly, you want to look at creating a superior user experience. So take some time to dial up the aesthetics, also making sure it's fast, it's secure, and it's easy to navigate. We want to make sure that we're capturing their information. So that could either be a pop-up, a top bar, subscribers bar, any sort of side pop-up bar as well. Okay, and from here, these pop-ups, you could offer something for your visitors to consume and take home. So this is a guide, a how-to guide, a resource downloadable. Example here for a professional accountant, a CPA, it could be something like the top 5 ways to reduce your tax bill this year. So you're giving something for the users to provide their email address in return for your resource to download. You could also look at your Google Analytics. Dive in your Google Analytics and look at the user metrics. You could also look at the page stats. Maybe you'll be surprised. Some of the pages on your website you didn't know were visited more than others, and maybe you can get some ideas from this. You also look at putting in a web chat function. This is just another communication tool for people to reach out to you, and it's becoming more and more popular today, especially because people just love texting. So adding a web chat function to your website is a nice, affordable way to potentially capture more users who are on your website. And lastly, look at adding a resource area or a video section of your website. So this is about keeping people around for longer, consuming more of your content. So a resource area or a video area that you can educate your customers on your products and services. Here's an example. Sign up to my newsletter. I'm not quite sure I want to sign up to your newsletter. What am I going to get for it? Okay, not a good example. Here, okay, learn SEO from the pros of free guides, checklists, templates. Okay, that's interesting. I'll probably put in my email address. Are these 6 easy business mistakes losing you money? Okay, that's interesting. I'm kind of curious. I want to find out. Maybe I'll put in my email address. Or even this one, a guide to growing your small business, 7 steps you can take. Okay, so just give you some ideas here of not just having a pop-up that is join our newsletter. It's got to be something consumable for the people to download. Strategy number 2, SEO, search engine optimization. What does that mean? It means, firstly, it means here in the Google search environment. It also means here in the local search, in the Google Maps, and also here in the YouTube search. Okay. So why is it important to improve your SEO? The stat says that 88% of people are going to research online before they buy a product or a service. Okay, so users are defaulting to Google for everything. And you knew that already, but the stats are saying it as well. So working on your SEO gives you a chance to really climb ahead of your competition and position ahead of them. If you're a local business, this could be a home service business, or even someone like a jewelry store, etc. What's really important for you is the local search environment, which is this map on the right-hand side. You want to make sure that you're optimizing everything for the local search environment. Why else would you want to improve your SEO? You can get both short and long-term benefits. And essentially, it's free traffic that you earned. It's either that or paying for ads. So some easy wins. Fill out your Google My Business profile. I hope everyone has this set up. So go in there, make sure everything's correct, adding photos, descriptions, your categories. It's filling it out entirely. Secondly, you could claim different online profiles. So if you do a Google search, industry plus add your business, industry plus directory, you'll find different ones where you can list your business. This is just an extra bit of exposure. It's going to help your SEO. Refresh some of your old content. Google likes to see that content is fresh. So if you actually go back to some older posts and add different bits, update it with images, this is going to be good for your SEO. You also take time to do keyword research, which is thinking about how people are finding your business. It's a whole topic in itself, but if you want to, we can talk more about it on a different day. For local businesses, you also want to look at building out local landing pages with specific local content and talking about local resources. This is going to help with your SEO. Strategy 3, grow your online reputation. So let's fill out the basic profiles. We have them all set up. Let's fill them out. Add a few more posts in there. We want to make sure that they're not just set up and they're blank profiles. Next, we want to look at trusted business profiles. So look at your chambers of commerce. Look at the Better Business Bureau. Look at Trustpilot. See if you can set up an account with these guys. This adds to your trust. Then you want to identify industry-specific sites like trade associations, review sites, award sites. So some examples here are, for lawyers, we have the Lawyers List. For therapists, we have PC Counselors and Psychology Today. For plumbers, we have bestplumbers.com. And even for startups, we have Crunchbase. So find the ones that are in your industry and make sure you have a profile set up. And when you do this, make sure that everything is consistent. Make sure that your information, your categories, even your address, because potentially you have moved address, updated your telephone number, and changed your URL. Just make sure all the information is consistent across. And lastly, and probably most importantly, is reviews. What's going to be happening now over the next, 6 to 12 months is that people are going to be looking for that reviews first. It's one of the most common things that people look at when they're researching a business is how many reviews they have, what are their customers saying about them. So taking that further, you could then look at your website and add case studies, add customer success stories and video testimonials. This is a new client started working with a few months ago. Did a quick Google search. They do experience days for driving on a track. So it's been in operation a few years, and said, "Oh, how many customers you get a year?" About between 150 and 200 customers a year. Okay, you get that many customers a year. Yeah, when I Google search you, there's only one review visible. Like, man, you got to get that up to a acceptable level, because that's the first thing that people see when they're Google search, when they're searching for your company name. So this one here, particularly in the Google reviews, everyone's got to have a strategy about increasing the number of reviews. Outreach and prospecting. Okay, so if you're in the industry whereby you are doing outreach as part of your sales process and doing a lot of networking and connecting to people, these are some strategies that might help you. Right? So don't just do your standard email marketing. As I mentioned before, we want to take that value first approach. Either you could have a real simple message with a helpful resource. So you can email them and have a PDF or a link to your top 5 most useful ways to save money. Next, you can look at personalization. So there's a tool called Lemlist, which allows you to personalize text on images. And then you can use this in your campaign so that when you're reaching out to people, messages seems more personable. You can also look to use video in your emails. There's a great tool called Bonjourno. So instead of having an email introduction, you send an introduction via video, and it's just creating that human-to-human connection. And it seems to be working really well. Strategy 2, nurture marketing. So this is the phase where we have a prospect in the door. They're kind of curious about our business. They're interested, and we're looking to build a relationship. People often refer to it as nurture the prospect. I don't like that term, nurture the prospect. Essentially, what you're doing here is you're building a relationship, building your trust, and showing your expertise. Okay, so how can you do that? What does that look like? First, you want to sort out your email lists. Can you segment your customers where possible, so then you can target them with specific campaigns for those type of customers? So you can use this in an email newsletter sequences, either weekly or bi-weekly. You want to share different types of interesting content for them. Then you can go a step further and offer more downloadables like resources, ebooks, and even video series. And you're building your trust with your prospects over time. And then even inviting them to come to a live training or a Q&A or workshop or whatever that is. Okay? An example, a jewelry store might want to communicate with their customers. Hello, customer. Here are some tips to help you take care of your precious jewelry and increase the lifespan of your items. Read our post about it. So this is something that's helpful, insightful, and you're building the trust with the clients. Online communities. So the biggest online community right now in the world is Facebook groups. There are groups for absolutely everything. There'll be groups within your own industry. There will be groups where your customers are going to be in, and there's also Facebook groups about creating Facebook groups, right? So get in there, find ones in your local town, in your city, and find ones where your customers will be. Make sure you're on LinkedIn, number 2. Make sure you're on there and building connections and regularly posting. This is where you can show your expertise. There's another network called Alignable. I think it's more so popular in North America, but it's another version of LinkedIn, except it has more features within it, and you're able to communicate with people through forums and question and answers. Look at some Q&A forums. So you've heard of Quora, Reddit, and there's a new one called Blur. So get in there, and there are people talking about asking questions about your industry. So get in there and ask some questions. You could possibly look at hosting some online meetups. These are great because during these times, people are looking for more ways to connect with people and other business owners. So people are screaming out for opportunities to connect with each other. So if you were to host some of these online meetups yourself, you'd be able to get traction and more exposure. Lastly, do a ton of virtual networking. I've picked out some for Vancouver specifically, but in your own town, wherever you are, research the ones that are available. So if you Google search B&I groups, these are all free and online. Great connections can be made with local business owners. Small Business BC has digital meetups, which is one every couple of weeks. All the boards of trade here are doing something once a week, and there's even the Vancouver Business Network meets on Tuesday night. So there are so many opportunities to do virtual networking. Get out there and do as much as possible. Your strategy here is to get out there, ask questions, and to answer questions, and to give advice. Okay, let's look at content strategy. First rule, you should have a content strategy in place. If you're taking your business seriously enough, you really should take time to have a content strategy in place. It's going to guide all of your digital efforts and really make things easier for you, and it's going to keep you in check. So when you say content and content strategy, you mean blogging? Does that mean I have to blog all day, every day? No, there's a subtle difference here. Blogging has a bit of a negative connotation to it, and it's mainly because of the nature of people doing it in an unpurposeful manner. So blogging is doing something in an unstructured manner, whereby content and content strategy is doing something that has a bit of purpose, has structure, and it's done in a logical way that speaks to your customers rather than to yourself, right? So you're speaking to your customer, not just doing it for yourself. Next strategy, we want to create expert status content. So you are creating content here for your audience, what they need, what they need right now in this moment in time. What does that look like? It can be a how-to guide, it can be listicles, ebook, do's and don't guides, infographics, etc. What's really popular at the moment are ultimate guides. Here's an example: how to do email marketing, the ultimate guide to email marketing by HubSpot. Let's think about how you can apply this for your business. This is really building your expert status, and it's going to elevate you above others. If you like to follow frameworks and structures, there are a bunch of different ones out there. I picked out 4 for you. From Yoast, they call it cornerstone content. The duct tape marketing group call it HubSpot marketing. There's a method called a skyscraper method, and then HubSpot calls it pillar and cluster content. Video marketing. If you've been online the last few weeks, which everyone has, you'll notice the explosion of video everywhere. Webinars, Facebook Lives, Instagram Lives, workshops, virtual summits, everywhere. And I've been on LinkedIn recently, and it seems as though every second post on LinkedIn is some sort of video. So it's happening, and you need to get comfortable with it. It's okay, so I don't like video. I hate being on video. I don't like speaking. Okay, so in that case, if you don't like doing that, you want to still consider video, but look at more of a graphical type of video in the form of a storyboard. Okay, so these are great. These are great for education, and particularly if you have more of a technical subject matter. A storyboard Graphical video can be really helpful here. Well, what else is happening in a video is a lot of virtual reality tours. So the real estate business and the retail business have really cranked up their game, providing these 360-degree VR tours for showing homes. And even if you look inside your Google My Business, there's a section called Google Virtual Tours. So this is something that they're trialing out at the moment, and something that's most likely going to come in the future, is which you're showing the inside of your business. So making sure you're thinking about how video can apply to you and your business. Okay, let's look at some traffic generation ideas. Okay, so how do you drive more traffic to the website? Great question. So think about who has a captive audience or who has a large email list. Can you take advantage of them? Can you partner with them and be promoted to their audience? So have a think about ones who could complement you. Guest posts. Guest post is writing an article or a blog that gets featured on another website that's going to be marketed and promoted to their audience. So here you're capturing attention from other people. You also look to joint venture on writing an article or some sort of research or news report. You could also consider doing an interview series with your customers and partners and industry professionals. The benefit here is that these people are going to promote the content as well. And particularly if you're trying to reach more audiences, this is a good strategy. Podcasts. You can either create your own or go on as a guest. You'll be surprised at how many podcasts out there are actually looking for guests to come on the shows. So there's Google for some in your industry or in your location. I'm sure you'll find some suitable ones. Look at some community related giveaways. These are great for PR. And then see if you can do something to get into the local news or PR. So do something that's newsworthy. A cool trick is to blog about blogs. What I mean by that is to do a roundup of blogs. So you go, the top 10 blogs in this industry. What happens here is these people love to promote themselves. So they're going to promote your article, and this is good exposure. Also look at medium.com, which is another publishing platform if you're going to be doing a lot of article writing. Strategy 2, steal your competitors' ideas. So if you want to find out where the traffic is coming from to your competitor, okay? So there's a free tool here from Nepal 10 called Backlinks. So take your competitor's domain, you insert it, and you can see all the other websites that are talking about your competitor. Okay, let's take an example. I was doing some research for a new client at the check out their competitors. So Physio Vancouver was one of their competitors. You plug it into the tool, check out this one that I've highlighted. They have traffic coming from Tennis Canada straight back to the website. And it looks like it is a resource guide specific for tennis injuries. So this is going to give you some ideas. Firstly, can you build a better resource about injuries, reach out to Tennis Canada, or can you target different other groups like squash or any other sports? But you'll notice that just this is something to open your eyes that you can potentially spot some good opportunities here to get some good exposure on other people's websites. Find industry blogs. Okay, this is easy to do. You just need to Google it. So blog plus industry, or Write for Us plus industry. So here on the right hand side, I have Write for Us plus photography, and it's spitting back all the different types of photography blogs where you can get featured on. You'll be surprised at how many different types of blogs and news sites are looking for people to write content. If you get the right audience, if you can match that with the people that you want to serve, it could be a serious win-win situation here. Other examples in the pest control business, we have PestWeb and PestWiki. For therapists, we have Psychology Today. For jewelry, simple, just go jewelry plus blogs. See ones that are, you could even add in your city as well after that and see ones that are local to your city. Right, so Write for Us plus fitness, Write for Us fitness, Vancouver, and we're going to get local blogs here. You need content writers, and you're going to get exposure from this. Okay, strategy number 4, grow your social presence. Everyone's obviously looking to grow their social media, but what can we do that's different? How can we adapt, and how can we stand out from the crowd? So firstly, what tools are you using? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, etc. Not the ones that you're most comfortable with, it's the ones where your customers are on, okay? And making sure that these are not just standard posts and hope for the best. We don't want to do hopeful social media marketing. What you want to do is look to invite engagement, so ask questions, do surveys and polls. What's your favorite this and that? You want to do contests and competitions. And who can you partner with? Can you partner with someone who has the same customer base as you to run these competitions and win a free prize? Do challenges. Learn how to play piano in 30 days. And also do purposeful actions in terms of your hashtagging and your account tagging. It's on purpose and it's going the way you want it to go. Some examples here. So restaurants want to focus on food bloggers for sharing content and exposure. There was a great story recently of a hair salon who's been killing it on social media, talking about hair health and helping their clients. And potentially, you could, for people that own jewelry stores or jewelry appraisal businesses, it could look at doing social media all about care and maintenance of their precious jewelry. So that's just one different idea. Next, you want to look at partnership opportunities. So seek out different commercial and industry partnerships, different types of joint events and workshops. Who can you join forces with? That's going to help you. And that idea of joint promotion is going to work really well. Find power groups. So what's a power group? Power group is, give an example. A power group is when you have a trusted group of referral partners who are always speaking on your behalf and referring business to you. So in the health space, that might look like a physio, a massage therapist, and a chiropractor working together to refer business to each other. On the trade side, that could be an electrician, a plumber, a locksmith, working together to refer business to each other. So find a complementing service. Next, you want to also find someone who has the same audience as you. So maybe an example for jewelry appraisal companies is that you could look to partner with lawyers, or because they're doing a lot of work around litigation, or also with insurance brokers, because people are going to be insuring their precious jewelry. Okay, so think about it. Is there a new market open for you? So one example here with the growth of telehealth. So there's going to be a big demand for IT systems and IT security all around the telehealth and what's happening there. So some other examples here. There was a great workshop there recently called Health and Wealth. It was a naturopathic doctor and a financial planner joining forces together. And then we even have things like virtual summits, like there's a virtual summit here where virtual health summit, where different groups of people in the health space come together, teach you all about health. Strategy number 5, let's make a big splash. So you got to give away a free product. So there's a company across the States called Kiss PR who's been giving away free press releases for struggling businesses. So what can you do? Can you give away a free service, free advice, a free course? What you also want to consider is reopening with a party, launching your business back. We're back. We survived. We're here. This is going to be great exposure. Okay, we're just going to make sure when you do everything that it's tracked and measured, and you can test it and retest it, because then you're going to see what's working and what's not working. So make sure that you're doing this, whatever campaign you decide to do. Let's look quickly at some bottom of the funnel strategies. Bottom of the funnel strategies to get people over the line, to make people buy from you in the end. So you could potentially look to revamp your packages, reduce the size with less features, new free trials. Can you offer any offers, promotions, and discounts? If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to do discounts, offer some sort of level of bonus. What else can you give them with the sale? Look at loyalty programs, money back guarantees, performance-based services, if that's possible, potentially a discount if the client does a testimonial or a case study, and even look at some potential payment plans for your clients if you're in a position to do that. All right, some free tools that we use that we love. Canva for design, anything, for designing absolutely anything. MailChimp, it's a free email marketing solution. Also check out the automations within it. HubSpot is a great free CRM. We use Loom for a lot of video recording. So Hootsuite is a great social media scheduler. All the Googles, Google My Business, Analytics, ads. Lumen 5 for video creation, and SparkTour, which is great for research and content ideas. Okay, so when I want to try and make it all real here and related to business, so we're going to pick out a few examples from and try to make it all applicable to real life. So here we have Andy the accountant, or also it could be relevant to Fred, the financial advisor. You're in the business of earning trust and building connections, right? That's what you guys need to do. So your plan of action here is to start with a value first approach. You could also be offering a free consultation. I'll tell you how you can save money after speaking to you for 15 minutes. You need to be growing your network, building connections. So get on LinkedIn and Alignable. You also want to have a newsletter for educating and nurturing your clients. You also want to think about doing some workshops, seminars, webinars for building your trust, and potentially looking to build out the resource area of your website with more helpful resources for your consumers, for your customers. Okay, number 2, we have Pete, the plumbing and heating guy. Well, this is relevant to any home services trade, particularly. So for these guys, first impression matters a lot, so which is your website, and also reviews and referrals. So what I would be doing is tuning up the website, making it friendly and welcoming, and adjusting the messaging. You then want to have a review building strategy in place. See if you can gather as many reviews as possible from the clients that you deal with. You want to look at getting your power group. So this is your trusted group of other tradespeople who are referring business to you. And then you want to look at a content strategy, which is going to help with your SEO. Example number 3, Jane, the jewelry store owner. What's important for her is first impressions, the website, trust, and visibility as well. Can her customers find her? But firstly, she might want to focus on email marketing campaigns to build that trust with the customer and to educate them about what's happening. And as well as on the segmentation side as well that we talked about. You want to tune up your website aesthetics and make sure that it's easy to navigate and usable. UX is user experience. You want to keep them around for longer. You want to really ramp up your social media and try different campaigns, run different contests. You want to look at also detailed targeting on Facebook. And lastly, you want to look to grow your reputation and reviews, because these are important. Last one, we have Adam the appraiser. For him, it's trust and also visibility. Does he show up when people are searching for appraisals? So again, we're looking at email marketing. Does he have a segmented list? Google ads will be very important, and retargeting ads as well. We want to focus on the SEO because you want to be found when the people are searching. You want to ramp up your networking. Go to as many virtual events as possible. Get the name out there. And you could also explore some detailed targeting options on Facebook. Okay, bringing it back all together. So we touched on the online presence, so dialing up your website, looking after your reputation, and taking care of reviews. On the outreach side, we talked about adopting a different approach, a value-first approach, a giving approach to dealing with customers now. Email marketing, nurture marketing. On the content strategy side, we looked at choosing the right platforms, creating expert status content, and that you need to get into video marketing. Lastly, we looked at some traffic generation ideas, some guest posts, partnerships, and various different virtual events and social media ideas. So I hope that I have given you some ideas here. I hope that I have opened your brain as what you can try, because I'll just re-emphasize, this is the time where you can take risks and try new things. So I have packed it all in for you there. I realized that there was probably a ton of content there for you. I just wanted to lay it all out for you. I wanted to give you all the different types of ideas that I have been ideas that I have, and all the resources I've been reading the last little while. So where to go now? I have a handout, which is our best recession marketing tactics. I'm going to send this to you via email afterwards. I have a complimentary 20-minute strategy call. So if anyone wants to talk a bit more detail about the ideas that might apply to their business and their industry, I'm open to providing a complimentary 20-minute call to discuss with you how I can help you. And if anyone wants to take another step forward, we have a 90-day program called the Monologue Media Method, which is all about finding and bringing new clients to your business. We help with the strategy and the planning and the campaign design, but also on the helping you build a sustainable marketing system that you can do for the long run. Okay, so I invite you to ask some questions now. If you have them, that would be great.